What's up, y'all? So I am currently working on several large video projects, thus the no videos being put out in like a week. So we are gonna just join in a bench chat this morning. This morning I am finishing up from yesterday afternoon being here, working on the bench. Hey, look at that. It's beautiful. Actually, had started taking these locks apart to make keys for them to get them off of the bench. And then I was like, hey, I'll get y'all to join in with me. So today is bench work day. We do have a couple of jobs that I got to go to in a little bit, and we're going to take a look at this. This was brought in by a customer. So let's bring this over here and look at this. And I realized also that is probably a longer cylinder. It looks like a Baldwin cylinder, so I need to take, just in case something weird's going on, I need to find an appropriate length, which I see one on the bench right here that would probably work for it. Right there, look at that, right, ready to go on the bench, which is kind of why I leave the cylinders laying around on the bench. And also these two Marks cylinders that, if we remember back on Saturday Morning Live, Season 3, Episode 10, I believe. We soaked these while we were throwing locks, and we got most of the paint off, and it did kind of discolor the front, but that doesn't matter, because really what matters is the inside. I hadn't taken them apart yet. We had to get that paint off of there, but what really matters is the inside, that they're not jammed up, because when we get on sites like we're going to tomorrow morning, where we have two Marks 22 series. I've done several videos on those, so I'll put a link up here in the corner on the Marks 22 series locks, which this is what that's off of. Usually found on bar doors. In fact, when I called Texas yesterday, it may have been Texas, I don't know where I got shifted to, but the guy started talking to me about those, and he was like, it's on a gate, and I was like, no, it's on a bar door on a house. It's just common to have the 22 series on bar doors at houses, which were really heavily installed back in the kind of the 80s era. And that has been the length of time that it takes for them to all fail. We are picking up mutually hugely owned Marks 22 series replacements. Every time we get on one, it's the old National version. And the interior is just so worn out, or whatever the case is, and the whole thing has to be replaced, which is what I'm thinking tomorrow. We looked at the pictures that the customer sent us, and it looks like the standard worn out issue. And the only thing with converting those, usually they fit okay, but the bolt is shorter on the old ones, and nowadays it's a longer bolt, so you do have to cut out some of the frame. So what I'm going to do this morning is go ahead and key up those cylinders. What we're going to do this morning is key up these cylinders real quick. I do have to shim them. I've got like 4 Schlage mortise cylinders here. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to pick up 3. I'm going to say 4 and pick up 3, but 4 just lightly used. These are from pulling a cylinder and then putting in new cylinders. So just like we talked about with the aluminum style cylinders in a recent video, where we have those ready to go, where we have decent quality cylinders that may just be dirty, where if we look at them and we say, hey, that's pretty much the same as what I have right here ready to go, bam, throw it in, key it up, and be done with better cylinders for the customers with better cylinders. And then we've got a couple of Sargents, a RA and a LA, and a Corbin Russ one that I think is a L4. And of course, the 2 Mark cylinders. So that's what we're doing now, so join with me. We walk up to the workbench. Aside from those things, we will see we have a nice bigger clear area here. A few weeks ago, this had stacks of these. Actually, these do go right there, but so they're kind of in the way over here now. But that is Nakatomi Plaza was getting redone, so these can go up there eventually once. See, I've got some gaps up there, but yes, we have a nice clearer floor. These actually shouldn't be here. They just got kind of plopped there. And much easier to work around. So, again, we got to shim some of these. I started to shim one. No, I don't guess that's finished. And take a kind of look at this. Like, see, this guy could probably come out too and be done with this one. I'm trying to knock down some of these cylinders that we have over here, really, to get rid of the problem. And this is all, some of them, these are antiques, don't really have permanent homes yet. Some of them are going to go in Lock Force giveaways, like I think a couple of these Medicos, and then one really had something, I did something to one of these, but and then a bunch of key and knob cylinders, which are probably going to need to find a drawer. So we may have to dig out a ladder and go peek around up here. I know this middle row is pretty empty. And then I'd started filling these up, so I may need to move those up. So because it's so hard, you know, without dragging a ladder or a step stool over, I can just barely get to that bottom. Oh, if I stand on my tiptoes, I can just barely get to that one. But to get the drawer out, you have to pull it out. I chose the worst drawer to try to take out. Let's see. So yeah, let's move you over here, move you over here, I'll move you, oh, let's move you right there. So you have to pull, and then you have to angle it up at the very end. So that's kind of hard to do when you're reaching at your max. I'd like to probably move a couple of these. I guess I should relabel those one day, but like a couple of these can be probably moved up there that I don't really access a whole lot of, like this Baldwin Rim antique cylinder. I can probably move it up and get a space for just random key and knob cylinders and get this area cleaned up. And then I do need to make a new block. This is what I use to measure depths, you know, check keys and just do various things. It's good to have plugs of all kinds, and I'd custom drilled this wood block for them just as a test, and you know, test this and see if it works. And then I thought to myself, one day if this does work, then I'll just make a little bit bigger one with enough holes, because this isn't quite enough holes, even though I've got like 2 quick sets in here, so that could be taken out. So yeah, that's kind of yet another project in the works one day. Good to have a plug block holder. Of course, nowadays with 3D printers, you could print one of those pretty easy, I guess. I don't know. I like wood better than plastic, so. All right, back to this. First off is this guy that was brought in. This is the first job got scheduled for today. One of about 3 or 4. This cylinder just came out of the lock, which is not uncommon to happen, but look. That's uncommon. That is very, very uncommon. The cam, I guess, broke, and this is definitely a Baldwin cylinder. If we move over here to our newly done, if I can remember where they are. Yep, right in there. And Baldwin cams are these. So what has happened, apparently, is the cam just broke. What happened? Talk to us. I'm doing this one first because this is the actual first job I've got coming up, in case I get waylaid by customers and don't have time to finish this project. So yeah, I guess what happened is the cam broke off to cause those screws to stay in like that. Now, the only problem with this, you would think, okay, you just go unscrew the cylinder and take it out. But the only problem is this, is all those pins, all those springs have jumped ship and most likely fallen through the back of the hole of the cylinder that's now exposed and into the inner workings of the mortise lock. So we can't just go replace the cylinder. You know, if it broke and you think just replace it, and we got a problem here with this pin. You do have to take the you do have to take the mortise lock apart and shake out all the springs or open it up. So one thing I am going to do, which I don't have it in my truck, okay, you are definitely jammed, huh? Is get my Baldwin, my wood block with my Baldwin thing, because I didn't have that with me on the last Baldwin I took apart. Where are all my picks? Okay, here's one. What the heck? Couldn't find any picks. That's what happens when you clean. Let's see what we got here. A little bit of chopped up spring. Is that what that is? Yep, a little bitty piece of chopped up spring right there. I think there's a bigger piece in here too. So yes, while it is no big deal to just go put this back together, you may end up having to take the mortise case apart to get out any offending objects, because of course if one little pin gets caught up in the swingy part of it, then it can really ruin a mortise lock's days. Oh, there's a spring. I see one. See a pin right there. So that was in there. I did see a spring right here. Going out of there. I wonder where the cam went though. That's So now we are going to shim a bunch of cylinders and rekey them. Also on that job have to rekey another door to match that cylinder. So one thing that we do have to do, number one, we don't know the condition of the housing, but if we hold this up, we can see this is longer than that cylinder. So that one is too short. That means that it is using inch and 3/4. That's going to be an expensive cylinder if they have to replace it. I may not have one in the antique brass color. I may just have one shiny brass. So we're gonna have to go over there and dig through our cylinders to see what we have. Now when I'm rekeying these, typically what I'll do is I'll just use pre-cuts. I can feel master pins in a couple of these. I think that's what that is. Nope, already did. Already did them all. Well, that was quick. All right, so let's go ahead and shim out the painted guys here. So yeah, these may be more problematic since they were painted up. Where's my scissors? Where's the shim trimming scissors? Nope. Shim trimming. Let's see, I'm pulling out right there, so that's pin 5. Oh, it just skipped past pin 4, but I think I hit a spring, so I'm going to go back, push back, pull back out, pushing forward right here. Oh, okay, it went a full pin length, full chamber length, so we're stuck on 3. There's 3. We're hitting 2. We're hitting the edge of 2 right now. So I'm kind of going in and out. We just passed 2 and 1. Usually you can just pull the key out a little bit and 1 will open for you. That shimmed really well. I think these are in really good condition aside from the paint. Without that paint problem, they would be practically new. But in reality, this helps to match old lock finishes as well. So it's one thing you got to think about. All right, we need to find our Sargent shimming set. We've got 2 Sargent locks there. Nope. Nope, there's a RN somewhere. Yep, RN or RA. I don't know why I'm picking up another shim. Ooh, that's kind of corroded. We're going to have to Houdini the heck out of that one, aren't we? Okay, there's 6, there's 5, Somewhere 4, there's 4 right there. 3 just passed right by it. 2 and 1 turn. Yep. All right, and then we need the LA. Is that this guy? Yep, LA. Okay, once again, get in there. Oh, okay, we need to shim and trim again. These cylinders are a little tighter than the Schlage ones were. Okay, right on 6. Went right past 6 with just a little bit of pull out. 5. Ooh, I'm hungry. My stomach's growling. 5. It's kind of jammy. Okay, there we go. And then 4. 4, there it goes. And then 3. 2 right there. And 1 turn. Good, good. And now we got to look back up here. I think I've got a set of keys for the rust one. Is that it? Has that got an L4 on it? It does have an L4. Okay. Is this a L4? It is. Shim trimming again? Shim trim. 3 shim trims in a row, y'all. I'm rough on my shims. Okay, so that just went straight. That is 0 bitted. Okay, so we're just going to leave it 0 bitted. That's fine too. Oh, that is not that. That is a rust one. Yep, that's a rust one. Let's go ahead. Pull that. I don't know why I didn't pull it. Oh, I just found this. I forgot about that. Forgot about that. Well, again, y'all are just joining me at the bench to rekey these guys. Just for lack of a better video, just to let you know, we do have a couple of videos coming out. Once I get done, they're kind of not really hard to edit, but they're very tedious for me to edit. So, on doing some antique locks. Make sure that's not 0 bitted too. Okay, so I think we went past 6 and hit a spring. Okay, no, I thought we hit a spring. So there's 5. 5. It's hard to get past. Okay. 4. Okay, good, good. We're not getting caught up. Sometimes when you go to shimming locks, you just have all kind of problems. You know, you think it's going to be an easy shim, and you get there, and it's just like impossible. Impossible. Okay, 2 is proving to be impossible here. Come on, jam. Pull out a little bit. Push back in. I'm jiggling the key. Hoping it'll just turn. Okay. Oh, there we go. Got it to turn. It feels kind of rough. That may just need lubricant, but that is what we're doing, is checking out these keys and cylinders. Cylinders, not keys. To make sure we're good. So we're going to go over here to our up here. I'm going to find us. Okay, so number 1, all these don't belong in here. I've actually got a jar full of American keys that needs to go in. So here we go. Here's what we're looking for. Let's see. Yeah, we'll just do. Okay, so we got 4 Schlage. We'll do 2 sets of each on this one, and 3, 3, 6, 7, 7. That's kind of a horrible. That is kind of a horrible betting right there. What's this? 4, 5, 4, 7, 8. Horrible, but not as horrible because this 5, 5, and 4. This one is a straight pull-out key. All descending cuts, 3, 3, 2, 2, 2. So at least this one has a little bit of a hump in it, so we'll use this one instead. We'll send this out to Lock Force in case somebody wants to do something with them. So yeah, we'll key that to that, that to that, and let's leave. Let's actually go ahead and do this. Where is it? Where is it? Where did I put the jar of of American keys. Where did I put you? Jar of American keys. Last I saw it, it was right there. I found it. Oh, and also I need to make a key for this guy. This is an antique little chest here waiting on me to make a key for. I almost forgot about it because I put it back here, but there we go. Jar of American keys. Go ahead and get started with the Marks locks to see what condition they are in. It's a high pin. Let's check it and see. So Marks locks use a arrow style key, or you could even use Seagal keys. But nowadays, what happens is people want. So that's a SE1. You could grab an AR1. I don't even know if I have an AR1 up here. But now, most of the time, people are wanting them kind of keyed to their other doors, and almost always those other doors are going to be quickset. But the only problem with that is quickset space and depth are off, and also some of the quickset and some of the cylinders, if you have like 1 and 2 cuts on the key, it gives problems in the lock. And we're going to take a close look in here to show you what I'm talking about. Let's grab a silver key. Yep, there we go. There we go. Up close look at it. Aside from the dirt that we can see in there, let's grab our pick and get that debris out of there. Again, we're going to hose it down before or after we get done rekeying it. All right, so we see the 3 cut. All right, move the key in and out. Okay, so you see the tip of the key right there in 5, and then the angle, and it stops. So you can see it's not perfectly centered in that hole. This first cut is centered good, second cut centered good, third is good. Fourth, it starts to get a little bit off. You can see kind of the point of the key, the glimmer right there. So basically what happens is our cuts are going to be off as we go down, because the key bottom pin, instead of riding flat, it's going to be kind of hitting this, which makes it raise up. So if we key, this lock key is looks like 45235. So we'll go ahead and try actually it may be 562. Let's try 562. 5. Okay, it is 5. 5 fits perfectly. 6. That's good. That's good. 2. That's good. That's good. Right there. Looks like maybe 4. Okay. So we can see how 4 starts to ride up, and then our last one's going to be a 6. And we'll see the obvious difference there. And it kind of rises up, and that's because it's not quite sitting in the chamber like it's supposed to. So you could widen the key a little bit this way. You could drop the pin. Because we're only using this cylinder as a kind of a test example, I'm actually going to just drop those 2 last pins I put in and go a little bit shallower. That's pretty much what you do in the field. There's not a lot of harm in it. Some people say, well, copies and all this other stuff, but well, wait, yeah, that was supposed to go in 6, wasn't it? Yeah, let's try that. Okay, so drop down a little bit, go down a few notches, and the other one was 4. Let's go over here and grab 2 notches down from 4 in an 03 kit. That looks good. And we do need to check these top pins whenever I'm not necessarily concerned about masters, but I'm more concerned about the springs being worn out in the lock. So just like that. I'm using my hands to pull back on the plug, obviously. So boop, boop, that looks good. Boop, boop, that looks good. And we lost one. You could say, why aren't you replacing the pins and springs and all that? But as long as none of them exhibit any weakness or anything weird, they're perfectly fine. You don't have to replace the top pins and springs unless there's an issue. Just jumped out again. It's hard to do this looking through the camera, y'all. Normally I would have done that very quickly, but I'm showing it on camera, so get straight. So all the springs are good, all the top pins, none of them are really messed up or anything. So we'll go ahead and boom. Smooth. Notice I'm holding the plug in when I do this because we don't have it screwed together yet. So this will suffice for rekeying these and having them ready to go. Look at that, the 3 cuts the same. 3 cuts the same. Again, check the top chamber pins, make sure. Boom, boom. Oh, that's a strong spring. Boom, yep. Boom and boom. Just want to make sure that none of them are jammy up. Once again, we're going to use different pins, and that would be not that spring. Come on out shorter than number 6. Come on out shorter than number 4. And the other ones were what, 2 and 5 and 5? So, nope, not that. You go in here. Yep, just like that. What was it? Oh, 5 and 6. 5 and 6. Okay. Ew, wait. Hold the phones. Spider web. Yuck. Okay, got those 2 done. Let's put this guy up. Let's figure out what happened. What did we do with the cams? What did I do with the cams, y'all? Okay, well, there's screws for something. We're just going to put this right here until I find the cams, and then go ahead and rekey these just like that, but with Schlage keys instead. So we're going to speed through that. By the way, this is why we're doing bench work today. It's exactly why we're at the bench today. It's icky outside. So as you can see, even though most of the threads are actually the same size, same diameter and all that, not all mortise screws are created equally. Some of them just don't want to sit correctly, or seat, I guess I should say, not sit, but seat correctly. So we're gonna go to, see how it's a little bit loose there? Lifting up and down, it's got a little bit of a looseness to that. So we're gonna switch it out with one that was probably there before. Usually they don't have the red Loctite. Let's see. Nope, definitely not a flathead. Let's try this guy. There we go. That one sits better. So let's get his brother. That does not look like his brother. Okay, don't know what the heck was happening out there, why dude had such a problem, but he did. It's a rainy, crappy day. We don't need to deal with none of that nonsense. Okay, looks good. And then we had, oh, we need a cam, don't we? We got plenty of those. Plenty of them. Oh, that one doesn't fit. Hey, hey. Let's try this one. Oh, that one fits. And screws. Listen to the news. I saw that unfolding yesterday in Colorado. And we need the cams for these guys. Oh. Now those use either slightly rounded, not as rounded as the Baldwin cam, or these on the newer locks. So if it is an older style lock, you definitely have to kind of round the corners a little bit more so than those are. See, it's a little bit shorter. So if you were going to use this instead of the cam that it's supposed to be, in some locks, having that extra length is very problematic. I'll just say very problematic. It can be very problematic. So we're just going to use these. And it looks like I do need to get, let's make sure that seat's right. Oh. Oh, now see how that screw is trying to go in sideways. So this is not the right cam for that, otherwise it wouldn't be doing that. It's a little bit off, so let's switch this back out. Not the right cam. Let's try this one. Nope. I think we're just gonna have to go with the regular cam, y'all, and file it if we have to. See, that's a bit cam. That one we're not gonna use. There we go. How did that bit cam get in there? Much better. Much better. We need to throw this guy out. I do have a little problem over here though, y'all. All my openings are blocked. Make sure that one's not bent. That doesn't look good. There we go. It'll work. Alrighty, y'all, we're just going to lubricate these now, and we are done with them. We're not done totally, but we're done for the time limit that I have today because Kim should be here in a minute. That means we have to get activities. We still got 4 cylinders left. Well, not 4. I should just say 3 because one of them is 0-bitted. We don't have to rekey it. But, yeah, let's just lubricate these. Yeah. And get our keys, make a few copies, and we are done. Let's put this guy back up. Let's try to be a little bit more cognizant of putting our tools back up. I know that's only going to last like 3 days, but hey, we can try while we can, right? Let's do this here. Again, we'll have to, we don't need those. We'll have to do these Sergeant ones later. No big deal again. Most important thing is we're knocking down the bench. So anyway, thanks for watching, y'all. Y'all have a great day. Hope you can join in next Saturday Morning Live, Season 3, Episode 13. Those are all going to get copies made, which you know how we do. Actually, I got to wait till we've got an unboxing today later, y'all. We've got 2 boxes coming in. Look how drastic I am with my KW1s. That is all that we have for right now, except for D&D, and except for all of these. So we'll push those colored keys today for sure. Anyway, thanks again for watching, y'all. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to post them in the section. Feel free to post them in the comments section. And until next video, we'll catch y'all next time. This is what I get to deal with. Hopefully it slacks off a little bit before I have to go out. The first job I have, the timing is a little bit flexible, so because it's a vacant house. So hopefully I won't have to do that. We didn't. Jason, don't forget this guy. We have to find the appropriate length, and there it is, right? There it is right there. So we're gonna take this guy just in case. It'd be nice to have an antique brass one, but I don't think they're really that concerned about it. So they just want it to work. They don't care if it's got a shiny little face. Worst case scenario is maybe we can just use the plug if there is indeed something wrong with this plug. Maybe we can just use the plug in the old housing. I don't know. We got to get on there and see what's going on. I'm glad I remember. Thanks for reminding me, y'all. Y'all almost let me forget. It would have been y'all's fault.